Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. In the late 90s, I was always excited each and every week for a new episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer to come on TV. And even here in 2020, it's still one of my favorite TV shows of all time. So anytime anything new Buffy comes out, I have to give it a shot and check it out, which leads us to today's comic book review, and that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Every Generation, #1. Now, normally many of us are used to seeing Buffy defend Sunnydale from the evils that arise from the Hellmouth, but this time Buffy is taking the fight directly to them, all in hopes of shutting it down for good. Before she headed down, she was going over her plan with her Scooby gang that, at least in this issue, is very small in numbers, as there's only Giles, Xander, who appears to be late to the party, and Buffy's girlfriend, Cordillia. Now, these two, at least in the TV show, were only friends really by association, but the creators of this comic decided to put them in a romantic relationship. We also find out that Buffy's best friend Willow has fallen victim to the demons, which is why Buffy is insistent on getting the job done right this time. Cordelia also has a change in character, as she's all gung-ho about being part of the team and fighting off demons. But Buffy still has the final say in the matter and makes the decision to handle what lies beneath alone. Along the journey, Buffy comes across a friendly demon named Agog that tells Buffy that this is the furthest any Slayer has ever got, implying that others have tried, but none had exceeded. Buffy does have a showdown with whom she was looking for, the Hellmother, but it's going to take more than Buffy's trusted stake to make her disappear. Now, down here, the Hellmother does say to Buffy, "So, you're alone again?" which will be very important later. After a battle back and forth, Buffy says to the Hellmother that she won't be her vessel. The Hellmother replies, "You? Darling, no. You're just an appetizer." The Hellmother does get the upper hand on Buffy, but she leaves her battered and bruised, but not done for. Agog once again comes across Buffy's path. Buffy demands that Agog tell her where the Hellmother has gone, but Agog tries to reason with Buffy that she should just be happy that she's still alive. Agog also informs her that the world she knew is gone, that this is what the Hellmother does. She consumes worlds. Agog goes on to tell Buffy that she's in the Hellmouth and there is nowhere else for her to go. But of course, the Slayer, she's not going to give up that easily. Now, it does come to an end, but only for this story. As you can see on the next page, there's something else going on. I was completely perplexed whenever I got here because I had no idea. As you can see, there's still plenty of pages to go through, but actually in this comic, there are actually two other stories that intertwine with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In this story, we travel to 1910 and learn of a Slayer named Matai who defends the Philippines. During this time period, this Slayer has to fight off a creature called an aswang, which can best be described as a woman who looks like she became a demon and sprouted wings like a dragon. These demons prey on pregnant women and children, and it's up to this Slayer to keep her village safe. Now, that's a brief overview of story number 2. As you can see, it transitions right into story number 3, where we meet a Slayer named Una, and her story takes place in 1947 in Dublin. Una kind of has her own little Scooby gang going on here, but it's really just her and her Grams. And Grams is kind of a badass. She's the one that's mixing up some concoctions in the lab. Now, during this story, Una is less set on dealing with the vampires and demons here, and more about rescuing her friend Carrie, who she has found out is being kept in an asylum. But as Una goes to rescue her friend from the asylum, she sees that nuns oversee this place, and they also have fangs. To be honest, the first time I read through this issue, I got disappointed because I picked up a Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic, and it's only 1/3 of the story here, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is Buffy, why am I getting these other stories? But I decided to give it like 24 hours, and I came back to it later, and I'm really glad I did, because I came into it a second time with a more open mind and a better understanding of what was going on. You see that the creators of the comic were not only trying to tell a Buffy the Vampire story, but also give some context that Buffy has not been the only one to fight off demons and vampires, that there have been many over the generations, and each had to rely on others in order to succeed, and Buffy will have to as well, even though at the end of her story, she went off to track down the Hellmother solo. Now my final rating for Buffy the Vampire Slayer Every Generation, I'm gonna give it a score of an 8.5. Now when I initially wrote my first review, I had it at a 5, but I really wanted to go back and reread this comic and give it a fair shot and let my mind be free, open, and allow myself not to be closed-minded and really try to understand the other two stories and give them a fair shot. And when I reread this issue a second time, I really did. So I'm glad I went back and reread this issue because I got what the comic book creators were going for. They weren't just trying to tell a Buffy the Vampire Slayer story, they were trying to tell a Buffy story and give us some more context as to where other Slayers have come from and to let us know that Buffy is not alone. Now guys, this comic does go for $7.99, so it's a little bit pricier than other comics, but I think if you're a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, I think you definitely should check it out and go into it with a more open mind, that it's not just Buffy the Vampire Slayer you're gonna learn from, but you're gonna also find out about other Slayers from the past. Now from what I'm told, that this Buffy the Vampire Slayer Every Generation is just a one-shot issue, but I'm also being told that there's a new Willow comic book series, and I'm definitely interested in checking that out and reviewing it here on the channel. Now I do think, in my personal opinion, that the Hellmother is going to be up to it, and I think she's going to revive Willow from the dead. So I don't think Buffy has seen the end of her BFF just yet. Alright guys, if you like comic book reviews like this, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.